If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys hit that subscribe button. So, just to talk about the trade deadline for a second, it was a decent one. It was all right, but it wasn't anything special in my opinion. But just to talk about for a second, a move that did not happen. Kyle Lowry was in trade rumors on his own birthday for the majority of the day, but he ended up staying in Toronto, and I guess he is happy in Toronto. But if we got to talk about his future, that is definitely up in the air now. But apparently the Lakers had a chance to get Kyle Lowry, and the Miami Heat did also, but they didn't want to give up certain pieces. But I'm gonna focus on the Lakers for a second. And as the recording this video, they did get Andre Drummond, or officially sign him, even though everybody already knew he was going to the Lakers. They did officially sign him today, but the Lakers might have made a huge mistake, especially if they're trying to win a championship, which of course they are. They won a championship last year, and they of course are going to try to run it back. They have had injuries to their two important pieces in Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but you had a chance to get a point guard to actually help out your team. And according to sources, the reason why they didn't want to trade for Kyle Lowry is because the Raptors wanted THT. And I understand you don't want to give up THT. He's a very important piece for your team in a way, considering how you think about it. But if you want a more proven person in Kyle Lowry, who is up there in age and is definitely going to contribute to your team, why don't you make that move? There was a few trade ideas out there, I believe. One was THT, Wesley Matthews, and I don't remember the other person, honestly. But the reason why they didn't do the move, according to Shams, I believe it was because they didn't want to include THT. And THT can be good for you, a nice little guard, even though he is kind of bigger, but you know what I mean. But THT can be a very important piece for you. He can do stuff, I guess, but that was a horrible way of explaining it. But of course, he is a good player. But if you can get Kyle Lowry on your team, you should definitely make that move 9 out of 10 times, because Wesley Matthews can be a good vet piece off your team. I wish I remember who the other person was. I want to say it's Montrez, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But like I said, Wesley Matthews, he can be a good bench piece for you, but he would definitely be included just to make the money work. THT, again, he can be a decent player for your team, especially in the future. He has shown promise, especially at the beginning of the season, but you don't want to give him up for Kyle Lowry. That's definitely questionable. And I don't know. And then I'm gonna just talk about the Miami Heat for a second. The deal was Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, I believe, or it might have been one or the other. The trade deadline was a few days ago, so I actually don't remember much of the details. But Kyle Lowry on the Heat would definitely be interesting, and they would be giving up more of their actual depth. But you guys know Miami Heat fans don't want to trade Tyler Hero for James Harden or even Michael Jordan. But that's why that trade is not going to happen. Not because of the fans, but just because Tyler Hero is a very valuable piece to the Miami Heat for some reason. But yeah, the Lakers would have been a good fit for Kyle. I was expecting him to be moved, but I was kind of surprised that he wasn't moved, because Kyle Lowry spent his whole birthday, just keep in mind, it was his birthday, worrying about will he be moved, will he be in Toronto for the rest of the season. And to be honest, I don't believe he's going to be in Toronto after the season, after all this stuff happened, because he knows he was in trade talks. Usually for most people, when you know you're in trade talks, you won't be pretty happy. And it was kind of this video going out after Kyle supposedly played his last game in with the Raptors, but they kind of made this big deal. And then you know how that stuff works. When you make that stuff that big deal, you kind of just have to move. But we don't know what's going to happen, of course, until the end of the season. But for now, Kyle Lowry will be rocking it out with the Raptors. But the Raptors were kind of active. They moved Terrence Davis. I kind of forgot his last name for a second. They moved Norman Powell for Gary Trent Jr. They moved Matt Thomas, who I was kind of surprised by, because honestly, even though he doesn't get as much playing time as he probably should, Matt Thomas is kind of a good role player to come off of your team who can just shoot. He can probably have a future JJ Redick role in the league. Is that a reach? Probably, but you get the point. But yeah, the Raptors were active in the trade deadline. They definitely were, but the biggest surprise was them not moving Kyle Lowry. But is it really that surprising if you consider how good Kyle Lowry is? And he might go down as one of the best Raptors players ever. And I mean ever, in front of Vince Carter, in front of Kawhi Leonard, maybe in front of everybody, because as much as he's done for the city of Toronto, you just can't leave him out of that conversation. It's just that. But yeah, Kyle Lowry is going to be with the Raptors, like I said, and I am expecting him to be moved in the offseason. I don't know what team is going to be. The first team that actually come to mind is the Miami Heat, because when you think of a star being traded, the Miami Heat just has to come up for some reason. But yeah, with that being said, that would be the end of today's video, and I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and leave a comment. Was it a good move not trading Kyle, and maybe trying to improve throughout the rest of the season, make the playoffs, and maybe make a postseason run? Who knows? Just let me know what you guys think in the comments. But I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.